All right, so this morning we're going to try to turn a hollow form. Turn the outside of it. This is green cherry, so I'm going to turn it and try. If I have time, if I feel like it, I'm going to hollow the whole thing out and kind of talk about all of the different hollowing systems that I have up here. Some of the ones that I made, some of the ones that I purchased. I was cheap. I tried to make a lot of them, and they work. But I went ahead and spent the money and made one that was a little bit. I bought one that was easier for me to use. So anyway, I'll discuss that later. But we're going to go ahead and turn the hollow form and try to throw some shavings on John over here.
Got to get them somewhere.
That's right. Okay, so this is in grain wood. The grain is running with the axis of the lathe. So I'm going to make a plunge cut from the side. Instead, I could use my spindle roughing gouge right here and just go back and forth and clean this and get it round. But instead, I'm just going to use my 3/8 bow gouge. I'm going to plunge into the side this way and get it round. That's the way I do it. I hardly ever use my spindle roughing gouge for this, but we're going to see how this works. And I'm glad this wind is going to cool me off a little bit. It's hot in here. Whew, feels good.
Air is not keeping up closely.
I don't have any idea how many off the I'm going. I'm going to try as fast as I can and be safe with it. It's not moving, it's not jumping all over the place. So I'm going to leave it at that. I just realized my two rest is too high. So I got to stop and start over again. Okay, here we go. Anybody has any questions at any time, please stick it up. Let me see if just make sure it wasn't it was. So I'm just trying to turn it around and get a tenon on this end, and then as I turn the tenon, I'll turn it around through the chuck, and then we'll start making the hollow form itself. Well, doesn't that cherry smell good?
So Sam.
Yes, sir.
Joe's got a question for you.
You got a 3/8 gouge to rough it out like that. That seems like an awful small gouge. I'm hearing some vibration. Why do you choose that one as opposed to like a 5/8?
Where did you hear the vibration?
Huh?
You heard vibration?
I thought I did. I heard the rattling. So
You probably just heard the tick, tick, tick of all of the corners coming around.
yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway,
The question was, why do I use this baby bow gouge instead of a man bow gouge, right?
Yeah, there you go.
That's the bottom line. Okay, we had this discussion over in my shop the other night, and if you use a 1/2 inch, a 5/8, 3/4 bow gouge, let me just ask you a question. If you had to write your name on something, could you write your name better with a big pen or a cigar? Something the size of a cigar. Which one would you have better control of?
Okay.
So with this gouge, I have a lot better control. I can make finer cuts with it, and it still makes aggressive cuts than I can that big honking 1/2 inch or 3/4 bow gouge. I've got a couple of 1/2 inch, and they're sitting on my rack over there collecting dust. I never use them. This is just my go-to. I can control it better.
Hey Sammy, it's also because you're not going to have a long overhang.
Yeah,
It
that's
makes
right.
a difference. If he's up close to the wood, you're not
If
wanting.
you notice, I did stop after that cut and move my tool rest up, so I don't have a good bit of overhang there, so, and it's still straight, it's not bent. So it's okay. Good question, Joe. I think somebody's gonna answer it, at some point in time. Okay, I think I've got it clean enough now to, go ahead and turn it tenon on here. This is gonna be, this has some pretty grain to it. I'm going to, since I've got about 8 inches, it's gonna be hanging on the chuck, I'm gonna put a fairly decent size tenon on the end of it, and I want it to be probably at least 3/8. What's the vibration you do? That's the, I think that's the range not being on a solid foundation. If the range is vibration. The tenon is going to be when you turn a bone, hollow form, you turn a piece of wood so you can make spinning top, whatever. The tenon is very, very important. The surface needs to be square, and then if you have a chuck and then the flat jaws on it, it really needs to be flat. And this area right here, I don't know where the camera is. This needs to be recessed right here, so just these outside shoulders is what's touching my scale. I don't want a hump in this wall right here. This needs to be recessed a little bit. Can everybody see that? I'm going to use my 3/8 spinner gap to get in here and get that corner in here. That's another part of the tenon. When you do a tenon, you don't want to leave a radius in there at all. It needs to be good and square. So it'll fit your jaws good, fit in your jaws good. So now I can squeeze on this tenon, and the face of the jaw is going to be up against this part right here, and it's going to give it two areas of support instead of just one. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, how would that be if that were dovetailed instead of just a square?
If you have dovetail jaws like the Nova, then I would go ahead and dovetail the tenon now.
Okay.
But you still want that good square shoulder. I never did check to see if this was going to work. Yeah, it's going to work. Okay, so now I'm going to take it out and put my chuck on, and then I'll be ready to turn the hollow form. Question? Okay.
Guys, there's coffee and donuts in the back if anybody wants it.
You don't really need the coffee, because when you start hollowing it, it gets pretty boring. Yes, sir.
When the blade's not running, if you would lift your face mask up to speak to us, it's got a muffled sound.
Okay,
So like right now, we can hear much better.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Sammy, this might be a question for the resident, but my goal is to go with dovetails. Does it seem a significant difference for preference in square versus dovetail? So that's what I'm curious with dovetail.
You know, I've got both, and I like both of them.
Okay, no.
I'm okay with both of them, yeah.
Okay.
Some people prefer one over the other every time, but
How do you like that
golly, that ain't gonna work.
compared to the hex?
I'm fighting this key right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when they get worn, they don't want to go in and fit good. Can y'all hear me? It didn't appear that the mic is on at
Yeah,
all.
everything went out for some reason. We're
Okay,
trying to figure out what happened. We trying to move the speaker to get better
okay.
sound out, and we lost everything, unfortunately.
Before I put my live center back in here, I always come back and I clean up this face just a little bit. Ooh, that's not good at all. I clean up my face so I can, I'm scared, I'm always afraid this mark, this live center mark I made is not exactly center when I put it back in the chuck. And if I put my tailstock back up there and put it in that center that's running untrue, then when sorry? Yeah, that's a lot better. So that little nail that's in there, I want to clean it up so I can put my live center and I know it's running true. So when I turn my, if it's not running true, when I turn the hollow form and I get the shape like I like it, when I pull the tailstock off, it's going to be running out. It's going to spring back to its normal position and be running untrue. Now I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. All I want to do is just clean up that center. Clean up that center, that punch mark right there. You're going to hear some rumbling and some chattering now for sure. Hard to turn when you can't see what you're doing. Okay, now I'm ready to continue the turning and get the shape that I would like to have. Once I get the shape pretty much close to being right, I'm going to talk just briefly about the golden means. Anybody heard the golden means? Know what that is? You would, Tim. What is the ratio of the third versus 2/3, trying to get in a hollow form, the largest, where did I put the chart? So, thank you. See, I'm trying to get in the habit of keeping on all the time. The largest diameter, the largest part of the hollow form should be roughly 1/3 of the whole length of it. So I don't measure it when I do it. I just go by sight. But I do have a little measuring tip that I'm going to show you once we get there. It's similar to this on the board here. Is this machine making that noise? No? Okay. Okay. Joe, you paying attention? No? Playing on your phone. Did you see the savings coming off the sleeve program?
You couldn't understand it.
I'm sorry I'm not talking to anybody while I'm trying this morning. I'm really not feeling too well, so I'm just trying to wing this. Y'all bear with me. So now that I'm doing first in my shirt, I'm trying to get the high spots. I want to continuous color, I want a little flat spots if I can help it. Give me pressure. I'm just using a bowl brush now with the scraper, trying to clean these regions up just a little bit. Does anybody see a flat spot? You see it? Yeah, I can really see it. Flat spot is right here. Still using my bow there as a scraper. I'm turning on its side.
Sammy, do you ever use a scraper?
Yes, sir. You're going to in just a few minutes. Now, I think I just created another flat spot, and I will try to cover that one up. Yes, sir.
Would you address your thoughts on the size of the foot versus, or in comparison, the shape of the bow, the width of the bow? You know, you have a foot that's too small or one that's too chunky. What are your thoughts and rule of thumb or whatever?
You know, Tim, I've heard so many people talk about their hollow forms and how they want to do that. The opening in the foot, a lot of people like them to be almost the same size. And mine are probably going to be pretty close. It's probably going to be a 2-inch rim right here. And it just like this might be a 2-inch bottom. So that really is pretty close. But I don't measure it. I don't stop measuring. I just kind of go by eye.
I have been so small, it looks like it's
Yeah, if you get one too small, it looks sketchy and nobody wants to pick it up.
and chunky the other way.
If you have one with a base this big around, then that would be, if you had an ermine, you know, that would be when you want a fatter foot, you know, because you want some stability. But if you're going to do a hollow form and make an art piece, you know, you're going to carve it, you're going to do some embellishment or something, you want a fairly small foot.
That brings the balance to it, even with the golden means still intact. That brings the balance.
Right, right.
Thank you.
It's just a lot more pleasing to the eye. All right, what about this bit here? That look okay? Somebody's got a mess cleaning up over here. This may sound crazy, but once I get through, maybe somebody here does, maybe Don does this. When I get through, I close my eyes and I rub my hand over it. And with my eyes closed, I can feel the bumps or the dips. But by looking at it, you know, like this, you can't see them, but they're there, they're in there. I'm going to use my scraper. Well, I'm going to use my flat scraper right here.
I'm going to take a picture.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it.
So,
There's nothing wrong with using the scraper.
you're going to have to be careful using a flat scraper.
Yeah.
You'll put a flat spot on this regular, so you don't have to do that.
Is that a negative break?
No, sir.
Do you leave the burr on it?
Yeah, but I'm just talking this before I put it in the bag, so it still has a burr on it. Yeah, I'll put a burr on here.
Yeah, you want to leave the burr on.
So,
Burr's gone after about 20 seconds.
yeah, it don't last long. I'm using 18 seconds, so I got a little bit more left. Okay, what do y'all think? What do we need? I think it feels pretty smooth. I'm gonna leave that right there. I am gonna remove some of this heavy mass right here. So I'm going to try to make that right there the actual bottom of the hole form. When I get this hole out, I'll come back in here and remove a visual this so I can get in here and work on that foot. So I'm going to make that line the bottom of the hole form. I'm going to try to tuck those corners under a little bit at that time.
You didn't throw that quite far enough, Sammy. You missed it, John. Next time.
Try it.
I don't mind so much when it's cooling and throws it here, but when he takes it.
Okay, I'm going to clean this little nib off the end right here, and go to the drilling step. I'm going to put a little dimple, like you said, to help my drill get started. And I used to use, I watched the guy do this, and who's the professional, he's been done it forever and ever and ever. And I tried it. One of those things, don't try this at home. It like to kill me. So I learned a better way. But now that's ready to drill a hole all the way through here until almost to the very bottom. That's going to give my pointy tool a starting point, so I can start at that hole and pull it back out to the side, like I did here. Well, I'm going to get in the way. So what I'm going to do is, here's the hole in the center. I'm going to put my point right in here and just make these cuts right here. Opening it up. I'm going to stop it right about there. So that's going to put a pretty good cavity in there. It's going to catch all the shavings, and I'll come back and do it again, and then come back and hit it with the scraper. And all of this will be smooth. And then I won't go back to that again. And then I'll go a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper until we get to the bottom. But I used to use a bigger drill than this, and I put a pair of vice grips on it because I had seen somebody do that before, and it worked very well for him. It worked for me a time or two, but about that third or fourth time,
Grabbed it.
and this wood is wet, the wood swells while it's in there, and when it swells, it locks it up. When it locks it up, the drill bit is spinning. If that vice grip's clamped on the end of it, it's a knuckle buster. So I quit using the knuckle buster and I went to this guy. But since then, I have learned of another way to do this, and I like this method much, much better. It's a lot quicker, a lot easier. Went through with this for the time being, so I'm going to get this out of the way. Yeah, I don't want anything to, I don't want to bust my elbow here.
What about a chuck in the tailstock?
Sir?
A chuck
Chucking,
in the tailstock with
I
a...
did that too, but I still had the same problem. That sometimes that chuck or that drill is going to get hot, and it grabs it and it starts spinning the chuck. So, not every time, but sometimes it's going to grab and creates a problem. So, this is my safe way. This has worked better for me than anything else. And this is a Phil. Where's Phil?
Right here. Eating donuts.
Eating donuts. Phil has probably seen some of these working on airplanes, but this is a drill bit used in the airplane, the aircraft.
Actually, I have not. I've only seen them.
Have not. Okay. This is a
I think if you look for them, they call it a gun drill.
That's right. It is called a gun drill. A gun drill for boring guns. Yes. So it has. I don't know. Where's the camera? Where can you see? There's 2 holes in the very end. Which one do I need to move
Put it
this?
on top of the hollow hole and get the over there.
There's 2 holes running all the way through this thing. See, there's one right there. And there's the other one right there. So these are for fluid, and the fluid goes through the end of it, and it's cleaning itself out as it goes. So this guy came up with this idea, and thought it would work with air, and it does work with air. I'm putting a mark on here so I know where I need to stop my hole.
That's gonna be further than the pencil line, isn't it?
Do what now?
It's gonna be further in than the pencil line if that's your foot.
No, I'm about 5/16 shy.
Oh,
The camera's missing you out there. But these drills are flat on both sides and round on these sides. So I'm going to lay it flat right here. And I'm going to turn this guy on, and this works pretty quick, pretty well. Don't have to be fast RPM. Well, if the talk about a bit on the end, this is what I made. That kind of, I left it in the back of the truck and it rained on it last night, so it's rusty. Now we're just not going to fit this lathe because my lathe is a little bit bigger. But this is the way this thing works, and it mounts to the table, and this piece slides in here. So now you're hauling, and you're just moving this to wherever you want it to go. So instead of buying a Lyle Jameson rig, I made this one. I think I spent more time making stuff than making stuff out of metal than I did out of wood. Okay, so now I had to go to this guy. This is a Trent Bosch hollowing system.
Trent what?
Trent Bosch. Bosch.
Have you ever seen the Carter stuff?
I have.
Opinion on that?
I've never used it, so I don't have an opinion. I don't know how it works. I've never even seen it done.
I'll bring you one.
Do you like it? It work okay?
Yeah, I like it. And it's got a laser captain, so you
Okay.
can jump in.
I even made my own bars. I made this bar. I was just, well, I can't remember if I was tight or if I just wanted to make something. Probably a little bit of both.
All of the above. Yep.
Probably all of the above.
Wanted to see if you could.
Yeah. It does feel pretty good to make something out of your, something out of a tool you made. All right, so that should be lined. I came up here the other day and we lined this thing up, and that should be center of the hole right there. And this is the Trent Bosch system.
Saying,
Yes, sir.
if you were in your own shop making a hollow form that size, would you still use one of those systems, or would you freehand? You know what I mean, like without all the gizmo?
But if I'm going to turn a hollow form in my shop, this is what I go to now.
No matter the size?
Yeah, this is it right here. This guy right here. It is it's easy to use. It really works well.
How do you raise and lower that for the spindle like?
This.
Are there spacers that go in the?
Yeah, all of this comes apart and you raise it up for different lathes. But all you want is I can loosen the banjo right here and raise the whole thing up. But this is level right here. That should work right there. That's gonna work. And I've got a handle that goes on the end of that. And now I can tuck this handle under my arm next to my side, and I'm turning it just like I would a bow gouge. I'm using my body to remove the wood instead of using your arms like this. The convenient thing about, the convenient thing about that particular tool and a lathe like this, you just take everything to the very end back here, and now you're standing at the end of the lathe and not reaching over it. So now I'm standing back here during my hollow, and see, and I'm not any kind of discomfort at all. Other than this junk here poking me in the back.
Is that tip high-speed steel or carbide?
The tip is high-speed steel. I ordered that from you can order like I think it's called Mill Supply. It's just a machine that's too big. It's going to take me a few minutes to get this set up because I had it completely torn down. This is my laser. This is a very helpful thing right here. So the laser is going to put a red dot on your tool bit.
Do you line it up to the end of the tool bit, or do you give yourself what you think your wall fits?
You're supposed to do it like you just said, putting it up with your gap between the laser light and the light and the tip itself. But I'll put it on the tip. All right, is the camera? Can you see the tip up there now? Everybody see how this is going to work? It takes a few minutes. The drawback to these, to using a piece like this, is that you have to make several adjustments. All the way through the hollow form, I make several adjustments. I'm going to have to, I'll use this bit and go in there for a little bit. I'll change bars and come back with the scraper, and then change it back over to this again and back to the scraper, so it's back and forth, and you're having to do a little setup time. The one like the John Jordan, you don't have that set up. You just use that one piece, and you don't have a piece finished by the time you're setting up one of these. But it's just whatever you like, I suppose. Anytime if anybody tries to make their own bar, like this one right here is the one I made. And if you look at it, if you see where this tip, the end of this tip is, if you draw a line, it's just way over here. The end of your tip needs to be dead center of your shaft, and that takes all the torque off of it. If it's lined up with your bar, then it's not gonna be jerking on you. But in this one, see, it's just stuck out way off to the side, and it gets pretty grabby. Thank you, sir.
When you're captured like that, you got a little more forgiveness.
Yeah, when you're captured, it helps, yeah. Okay. Now, can anybody still see this? Also, this bar, the hook on the end of it, always needs to be the full amount of the hook. It needs to be beyond your tool rest. You don't ever want to do it like, you don't want to be turning like this. You want to start right there. So that means I can scoot up a little bit. Okay. Any questions? Let me take this off. This is hot. Uh-oh.
Why do you want your rest so far back? As opposed to being close to the
Because this crook, if you do it with the bend further back, like this right here, it's gonna have it's not flat. It's barely even touching right there. But this part's gone. So now it's gonna torque more. So now you got the mass of this hitting the bar.
With deep hauling, you're gonna be out over the thing anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't give you any percentage.
Now I've got power manic at home, so I take my switch and I put it right here. And if anything happens, anything goes wrong, I just take my leg and hit that switch, and it's kind of convenient to have. All I'm gonna do is I'm making those cuts just like up there. I'm gonna make about an inch and 3/4 hole about to here. And then I'll make some adjustments and turn it, and come in here and haul it a little bit more on the outside, and then smooth that surface out, and then go deeper and deeper and deeper. As far as wall thickness, I'm probably going to leave this wall thickness about 5-6 inches thick. And the reason for that is I'm going to probably come back and carve or do some type of texturing on this particular piece. That'll give me a little room to play with. And you probably can't tell by the sound, maybe you can. I'm running the back wall that I just cut. Now when it quits making that noise, now I'm in the circle, and I drilled out. So my bit's in the circle, so I'm going to plunge in just a little bit, and then make that cut come across. Remember, this is end grain, so I'm going to hit it and go to the side with it, just so it's going to cut pretty quick. I usually don't use the lane at this point, it's not necessary, but it'll show you, if you understand how it works, you can do it.
Will that bit dull about the same length of time as a bowl gouge?
You know, it does dull about, close to the same. And Steve just asked a question about these high-speed bits, do they dull? And I've got several of these, and I'll just take them out, they're all sharp. I'll take one out and put another, it's a set screw. I'll take one out and put the other one in until I get done.
Instead of going to sharpen, you just
Right,
swap.
but to sharpen these, this is a John Jordan sharpening jig. I'll follow you, how about that? This is a John Jordan sharpening jig, and this end right here, you put your bit in and tighten it up, and then you come back to your on your sharpening jig, you have the V-arm that you do your bowl gouges on. So you find that point that that is going to be at the right angle, and you put a punch mark in your arm. So now you come back and you have this, and you sharpen it at the same shape every single time. It works great. This is the part of following it. Put the ball in it. Nothing the lighter, can you go the lighter with it? Come on, you need to turn your light off. I'm just split right now. Can you see the light, Phil? It's on the other side. Laser's right here. So I've done this piece right here.
Sammy,
No.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Birthday party with your grandson.
Come back see us.
I'll do it.
Running them off already, Sandy.
I know it.
He needs to get his priorities straight.
I'm gonna try, I hope this works without blowing dust all over John. I didn't get you guys, John.
Yeah, you missed me.
You have to do it again. All right, so now I've got a 2-inch hole about this deep. So now I'm gonna come back up to the neck and start working on that other side, getting a little bit deeper, get a little bit deeper. And then once I get that removed, I'll come back with the scraper. See how this is working, how quick it's working. And I'm using my body just like I was using the workout. I'm not having to use my arms at all. All right, John, hold your eyes. I can see my light over here. My dot, well, you can too now. It's it looks like I'm about a 1 inch thick on the side right here. So I'm gonna go a little bit more till I get closer to the thickness that I want, and then I'll come back with the scraper. Did y'all see the ball gouge move? On this piece move? Don, what kind of hollow system do you have? This one? You're gonna hear some chatter because it's sticking out so far from the shut. And because of it, I'll lighten up my touch a little bit. Gotta get you one more time, John.
You must get shavings down into your shoes.
Yeah, it happens. Okay, I never trust my dot completely. I always come back and use my calipers. And I'm glad I did.
Get close.
Yeah, I'm right where I need to stop. 5/16 was the depth I wanted to go. That's about 3/8. So when I come back with my scraper, that'll clean it up.
I would think it would be hard to use distance up the side for, figuring out how wide it is. That if you don't set it a certain distance from the tip, you get what I mean. The side, the distance between the side where the point is and going up the side of your turning is, it'll give you 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
And it's only, it could be a 1/4 inch, it could be an inch.
What John is saying, when you put your calipers in here, you're gonna, whatever your thickness is, you're gonna read it right here. But if you go in here, I want to go always with the following the path of the fall itself. So if I just stick it in here, if I stick it in here and do this, I'm going to get 3/4 of an inch.
Actually, I was more talking about the laser.
Okay.
Not setting the distance from the tip. I don't have one of these, so I don't know what I would end up doing, but it seems that if you don't set the distance from the tip rather than right on the tip, you're trying to judge how wide the wall is by looking at the distance between this dot that's on the side of your piece.
Are you saying set the tip, the laser 5/16?
Whatever wall thickness you want, and plus a little margin.
And that's really what's recommended.
Yeah, that's what they usually do.
The problem with these, it comes with this right here. So what John's trying to say, you put the dot, you put your dot on, you up against here, you put the dot on 5/16 or 3/8. Okay, follow what he's saying. You put the dot right here, 3/8 of an inch from your bit, and then when your dot falls off of the table, you're at your thickness.
Right.
So that's the way it's really designed to do. But for some reason,
Well, far be it from me to question how you do it.
No, I've tried that, and I just wasn't comfortable with it. So, I just kind of stayed with what I was comfortable with.
And the one drawback I have was, and I do it the way you previous talked, measured my gap. But I'm finding that I'm having to readjust and double check what I miscalculated,
Yeah.
All the way through, because there's things to move on.
Yeah, that's the reason I use my calipers all the time, because I don't trust not knowing what's going to move inside there. I don't trust it all the time.
There's fresh coffee if anybody wants any.
Make sure your laser stays tight. I may have to.
It'll all work loose, just like my bar loosened up just a minute ago. All right, so I've got the laser set on the end of my scraper on this end. So that's gonna work good when I get right in here. But right now, when I go in this neck, I'm gonna be rubbing way up here, which is not the perfect thing to do because you've got more metal touching the wood than you may need, and sometimes you'll get a little chatter. So I'm going to
Go.
Is that Jackie Gleason said, "Oh, how sweet it is"? When it works good.
Sammy, do you have any downward tilt to your scraper blade?
No, sir. It's just a square. Okay, I'm probably 3/8 right there.
Do they ever put a negative rate on those things yet?
Now,
On the scrapers,
I don't know why, but
he actually sells them a negative rate for straight.
oh really?
Yeah, the ones I bought just recently I bought negative rate.
I'm really sold on those things. They're very forgiving.
I'm sorry?
Is Trent Bosch this guy?
Yes,
Okay.
I bought the 2 of the bars and the one of them scraper, and you have your option of the negative rate or not.
They're not, are they the same price, whether or not?
I believe they were.
Yeah, because
Not cheap.
you can put a negative rate on
Yeah.
any scraper.
Yeah, you can.
You just grind it both sides at 25 degrees.
I don't want to take it out. How are we doing on time, guys? Are we running okay or running late or?
It's 5 to 11. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm actually feeling a little bit better. While y'all were talking, I went ahead and measured everything, and my wall thickness is in the 5/16, 3/8 range, all the way through to that pencil mark. So I'm through from here to here. So now I'm going to have to go back and put my curved bar back in there, my hook.
You're turning this green and going to final thickness. How much warping will you have in a vessel?
This is in grain, so you're not going to have as much warping, which that helps a lot.
Hey Sam, I know you do a lot of piercing and, carving all the way through. How much emphasis do you put on the finish? The finishing on the inside. I know you scrape
On the inside,
Are you gonna deal with that at another level?
excuse me. Everything I do, Tim, is when I scrape it, that is the finish. That's it.
That's what I need. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you.
Well, something has moved on me here. Y'all bear with me just for a second. I think that probably gonna have some chatter. That bar's not touching that plate. Okay, so the pencil mark is where I am finished. So now I'm gonna go back to the middle of the hollow form and start making that 2-inch hole close to the bottom. And then I'll come back and do the outside edge of that and scrape it and work on the foot. And then we'll cut it off. Okay. All right, so I'm in the hole right there. See the light? I'm in the hole. I'm in my drill hole right there. So I got to pull it back to the. There we go, right there. Alright, now I'm going to come back to the, boy, y'all let me do that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you noticed I don't have a red dot anywhere to be found.
Well, that's better than having it found in the wrong.
I wondered how I was getting done so quickly.
Oh,
Now, it's going to change things. Okay.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah, it is. Now that the bend of the hook is inside, I can take this a little bit closer and reduce a little bit of that vibration. Right, there's the hole right there. I'm glad I noticed that before I went. I want to try this.
Oh, second, I'll take
873. 817. It's at least calibrating.
Lester always asks how fast you turn.
And what size team is that?
tell us again, what is the name of that rig? Where you, that is still Bosch.
Trent Bosch.
Okay, it was Bosch.
John, I know you've done hollow forms. What did you use to hollow?
I like to live dangerously, so I use, originally it was a Sorby elbow, which is just handheld. And I go pretty deep with that. And then there's somebody that came out with another one that had the brace, arm brace. And I use that. That one, nice.
No, they're new, but I think I have a shortage thing somewhere. Rut row.
Now we can live dangerously.
Now you can do it like we have to do it.
Yeah. Just to have two hot balls. I wish they on the bar, they just wrap on the bar, it won't come off.
I call that the alligator roll.
All right, my laser has stopped working, so I'm gonna try to find that finished cut. I'm gonna stop it moving. Bottom. Man.
God forbid you should hit somebody else.
It tastes good in your coffee there.
I have to stir it a little
The
bit.
cherry flavored coffee.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Okay, I need scraping right there, I'm gonna stop there, right there. All right, so right here is a little bit thick, so I'm gonna take a little bit out right here. There we go. Quick.
Came on.
No, quick one.
Oh, I thought somebody had a question. Okay. Don't jinx me, Gerald.
You said you didn't have to go back to that one last cut.
Don't jinx me. Gotta try to get a little bit more out of the bottom, just a little bit. One last cut, Gerald.
Have a last word, yeah.
There's the bottom. When you get to the bottom, it's relatively important that you don't go too far beyond where your drilled hole is, because if you do, now you got to make your hollow form longer, and that throws your dimensions, your shapes all out of whack. So, yeah, how do I know that? I've messed up some.
On your bottom thickness, do you go for the same thickness as your wall thickness?
Yes. Yes, I'm gonna try to go 5/16 all the way through.
Do you feel the hole that you drilled on the end of that bit?
Yes.
You feel that?
Oh, yeah, you can feel it when it gets in there, it doesn't cut, and then it stops, so you just start pulling, yeah.
When you hit the bottom, did it kind of, was that raising your bar up a little bit?
Yes.
Because I thought I heard it bounce a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
So that was the bottom.
So that's the bottom. So now my scraper will do the same thing if I'm not careful and don't, if it's not lined up. If it's not on center. And this is what this little red gizmo right here, that is a new item that just came out for leveling. They use them, I guess, for leveling your rest, your two rest up, but I don't use it for that. But
They take all the excitement out
I
of it.
know it. I know that's terrible. But when I get into bottom, if I've got a little nib, if my bit's too low or too high, I'm gonna have a little point in the bottom. And I wanna get that out. So this fine adjustment right here will raise it up. We'll get to that, but I'm sure I'm gonna have one in there.
But you're not sanding the inside, does it really matter? Well, I guess if you're piercing, if you're
Well,
piercing, you don't have to do
But
that.
how many people are gonna look in the bottom and see that little button in the bottom, you know?
Yeah, that's my point.
But some people do, some people don't, some people, it doesn't matter. I've seen hollow forms that look like they cut it with a chainsaw, but they were done with it, you know?
Well,
It doesn't matter, just,
You can always put black gesso in there.
well, black don't make it worse. Black don't hide anything, it makes it worse.
Flat glass?
Yeah.
You're going from the bottom to the side and then out.
I'm going both ways. I'm pushing and pulling. And watching that dot is staying the same distance from the outside edge. Now I get to, I'm gonna look at the bottom of it and see if I have that little button I was talking about. Okay, I do have one. The hollow form looks clear on the inside, but I have that little button. So I want to show you how I get this, how I can level this. I'm going to take my scraper and rub the bottom with the lathe off. And it's going to put a scratch mark on it. So that little button is going to be dead center. So if my scratch mark is down here, then I know I have to raise it up. Or if it's too high, I have to lower it. So. And I'm too high. All right, let's see if we can fine tune this thing. Lock it back in place, turn it 90 degrees and do the same thing. Feel better. I'm beginning to feel better too. I guess being around you guys did it.
Of course, this week we'll all be sitting.
Do what?
This week we'll be on.
Yeah.
You just need to bring in some ducks.
Sir?
You just need to bring in some wood.
Maybe that's what it was.
You guys want to see something that's really cool but very expensive from Lyle Jameson, go on his website and look at his video system. He has a camera set up. It's really interesting how he does it. I'm sorry, Trent Bosch, I'm sorry. Trent Bosch, sorry. It's really interesting the way he does that. Shows you exactly where you are.
Yeah, there's a lot of copycats, but I think he was the first.
Video for looking inside this?
No, you have to watch the
Or
video.
video like this?
Lyle has got a laptop or a computer. I mean Trent, I'm sorry.
No, I can't.
He's got a laptop that he mounts right here on the table right here. And he's got it designed where this is on the screen, okay? So he puts the camera's on the tip. So he puts somehow he puts a dot on the tip, and now he's looking at that screen. And he's doing it like this the whole time. So the screen is showing him where his tip is at all times.
What he does, he takes on his screen with like a erasable marker, and the outlines that tip on the screen. And then when he shows the tool in the hole, all you see is the outline of where it is.
It's pretty neat.
It is really cool. Really expensive, really cool.
You realize that in 5 years, there's gonna be a robot that's powered by artificial intelligence, and it's gonna replace all of us.
Turn it out for yourself.
No, no, that killed us all by now.
Get it?
No,
Didn't get it.
I did not get it. So I'm gonna make that little strike mark again. Yes, sir, Rory?
Turn your light off.
Sir?
Your little light.
Cry, baby.
Oh.
I was going the wrong way
Oh, that'll do it
every time.
every time.
What is that you're raising and lowering with, that ring?
That ring is made by Sorby, and
Oh,
it's just a very fine measurement to raise up your tool rest or to lower it to get it like you like it.
so it'll work with a myriad of.
It'll work with anything, but I wanted it just for this, and it works.
Sorby, right?
It's made by Sorby, yeah.
Thank you.
So where can you get that?
Sorby.
I was doing my Tommy.
Sorby.com. Amazon might have it.
I was doing my Tommy imitation stuff.
Okay. Well, I hate I went the wrong way. I'm fixing to have a problem here. All right, I've made another scratch mark, so let me see how far off I am this go round. That looks, it's hard to tell, but when you see a little bump, it looks like it's dead center. So we'll see. I try not to leave those in there. I want it to be fairly smooth.
Cutter sure did get hot.
Yeah, glowing red.
Lit up, yeah.
What is?
He said the cutter's getting really hot, it's glowing red. Don't blame me, I didn't say it.
But you liked it though, didn't you?
You repeated it.
Well, it depends on everybody else's opinion.
Everybody made me do it.
All right, let's try this one more time. So close. If this don't get it out, I'm probably gonna leave it.
You may have just done it.
I may have.
Yeah. We're all just one catch away from breaking. There it is.
There's one in there, but I'm tired of fooling with that.
You just have to knock them off the price when you sell it.
Sorry?
You have to knock the price down when you sell it.
You just have to sell it to somebody that isn't. show that they.
No, the secret to that, you put a collar on it with a small opening, and you can't really look down in there. Yeah, you don't sell yourself short, make it work.
My little moles back there, that's why they got the collar on.
That's right. I am going to smooth out this edge right here.
One last step.
That's it. Now all we like is finishing. Any more questions, John? You good?
I'm good.
There's a good bit of iron, a good bit of steel in making this thing, so it makes it kind of heavy.
That is a nice move.
But it is, sir?
It's a nice move.
It is. It's really smooth. Oh, Bob Catlett made one. Somebody demoed a club several years ago and had something similar to this. And Bob Catlett went up there and looked at it, and he ended up making. Somebody got it. I don't know where you got it.
I've got one. Did you get one too?
I think it was an elbow he copied.
Yeah, okay, it was an elbow. Yeah, but it was articulated arm. I
If I
remember.
got it, I don't know where it's at. I'm not saying I don't have it.
Well, I thought you had two of them and you sold one to me. Maybe not.
Don't encourage me, I don't know if I
Okay, I want to know where my depth is on the bottom for sure before I do this. All right, there's my bottom. So I'm a quarter of an inch. I'm a quarter of an inch on the bottom, not 5/16. That's going to be okay. All right, so now I'm going to take a little bit of this foot off right here. I'll get Zion so it can fix this on when I cut it off.
I need somebody with some reactions.
Well, you'll have a reaction. I'm just waiting somewhere to to get my tool one more over there. There you go.
I didn't understand what you said.
You said catch.
If you say I'm good.
Okay. I can get it if you want.
I'm saying we test it for I really want to remove this. This is in my way.
I'm gonna take this down to about, well, maybe half, 3/8, somewhere around there, and then I'll saw it off. And I'll leave it at and turn the bottom up. I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom of the foot as I did on the tail a while ago. I'm gonna have it recessed somewhat. So I'm gonna have to do some more on the wall.
Is that an Ellsworth or?
That one is Ellsworth, yeah. Okay, I'm getting pretty close. I'm gonna roll this foot just a little bit. Okay, can y'all see anything else we need to do to it before we cut it off?
You don't ever do any sanding while it's in that state? You
It's-
do it all with your drill press?
Yeah, and it's green anyway, so it's really gonna clog your paper up. I wanted to show the golden rings thing. Just I want to see how far off I am. This is a pair of Bonacci calipers. This is made for the women, for the models, women models. A woman's face needs to be, I'm probably going to forget how this works, but anyway, from the center of her nose to the center of her mouth has to be 2/3, and from the center of the mouth to the bottom of the chin is 1/3. So that's a perfect woman's face.
Huh. Excuse me,
So with that being said, I'm going to try to get the 2/3 thing. I'm going to put this one on the foot and this one right here on the rim, and wherever this one in the middle is should be at the highest point of the hollow form. So where's the high? Can y'all see it?
It's close.
So where's the highest point of the hollow form? Look at it from where you are.
Might be a little farther
The
up.
highest is going to be right here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me do it like this. Is that better?
Yes, that is.
All right, there's the foot. There is the rim. So right there. So I think right along in here is the high point. I missed it.
that don't make it ugly.
No, that's not going to make it ugly. It's close. It's close enough.
It ain't gonna make a woman ugly.
I've seen a lot of good-looking women that wasn't like that.
You seen what?
A lot of good-looking women that wasn't 2/3.
Oh, yeah, I have two. I have
Can
two.
you imagine how many women see
Gary,
us
did you
do?
measure your wife before you married her?
I'm going to measure tonight.
I think it's too late.
Next 58 years, it probably is too late.
Can I have your tools?
What happens if you don't make it next month?
If you come back with a black eye, we know she took a pinch.
Yeah, you're showing
All
promise.
right.
She's showing progress.
Get your finger out, I think, John.
Yeah, I couldn't reach the little thing at the bottom.
Anybody
Good.
got any questions or anything?
Any questions? John, any more questions?
Take them on.
If you do 5/16 for just normal, but if you're gonna pierce, how thin do you go?
At least, no more than 1/8.
1/8.
No more than 1/8. I would take it down to,
Didn't pose.
I would try to get 3/32 out of it.
So you try and be no more than 1/8 thick.
Right, wall thickness all the way through, yeah.
Now, with carving, you may want to fix, or you have.
Well, I left this one 5/16 thick, so I can come back and do some texturing. I could put the leaves on that, because the 5/16 is what I turn for that. If I wanted to do some serious deep carving, like with spiral carving or something, that would have to be a little bit thicker, a lot thicker.
You said that would do it?
That would not do it. I would go at least 3/8, maybe 7/16.
You probably could carve on any piece I ever done.
All right, guys, does anybody have any questions?
I got a question.
Question, okay.
You said you sanded, you put on a drill press, you said? When you said you.
Yeah, if I were to say that, y'all quit looking in that hole.
It actually looks great. Yeah.
Yeah, I have those sanding pads on the drill press. You know what I'm talking about, the little cushion sanding? I don't have one here, but the cushion sanding pads that you put the round sanding disc on. So my drills turn it and I'm just underneath it doing this. So in 3 days, 4 days, that'll be dried up to sand.
Okay, so you don't try to sand on the lathe at all?
Not with that green wood, no.
Okay, but if it's not green,
If
you
it's
would?
not green, I could, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely.
Does it move much at all?
It's gonna move, it's gonna elongate because it's ingrained, so it's gonna elongate and shrink, squeeze in just a little bit. But not enough. I've never twice turned the hollow form.
And you can't slow the drying process down, keep it from cracking. You don't put it in
It's not,
sawdust or
the wall thickness is the same, so it's not gonna crack.
You never have a pith in it when you do that.
No, that's off the side of the pith, yeah.
I hate to say it, but you have a chip on your shoulder.
Sorry.
Couldn't resist that, could you? Wake up, Jake.
Would a little knot cause it to crack if there's a little?
Yeah, it's very possible, yeah.
You don't.
It could. In fact, if that one had a dot in it, I would probably hit a drop of CA in top of it. Try to hold it together while it's wet to keep it from cracking. It may work and it may not, but,
Or just find a different piece of wood.
Knot can cause a pucker too.
yeah, it will. It'll cause some problems. It could cause, if it's very big, it could cause
You
problems.
might not want to carve it if it has a knot.
May not.
Huh. Find it then.
Well, yeah, when you're cutting the inside, you cut it like in strips and then you go back and smooth that out?
Yeah.
Just like you did on the outside?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's interesting. I tried it the other way, just keep going and it doesn't
Pretty
work.
much, it's the same thing, yeah. And I started here, and finished to there, and so I wouldn't have to go back to there because it's sticking out.
Right.
So you're gonna have a lot of chatter,
Cut
so,
the strips and then smooth out.
yeah. And then go a little bit deeper and smooth out.
Okay, thank you.
See you, Bill. See you, Jake.
Wow.
Any more questions?
I thank you. Thanks, sir.
That's a wrap. Okay.